Checken? Ja, we zijn live. Wat was je aan het checken?
Niks.
Oh, niks. Oh, niks.
Lekker weer.
Lekker weer, hè, jongens.
Lekker
Hallo. Nou. Oh, daar zijn ze. Patricia is er.
Hoi Patricia.
Uit Haarlem, denk ik. Patrice, zit je nou in Haarlem? Nee, Nesselanden. Waar zit je nou? Patricia, waar woon je nou? Ah, goed jullie te zien weer, jongens. Kijk eens, waar is Fieke?
Hi.
Groet aan Fieke van Ivan.
Dankjewel. Groeten terug.
Groeten terug.
Doe je wel mee of kom je alleen maar kijken?
Kom je alleen kijken of doe je mee? Lekker kerk, dat was Patricia, ja.
Oh,
sorry, lekker kerk. Goed hè, dat we er weer zijn. Fieke, wat ga je doen?
We gaan een shall we switch?
Hey Gwenda.
To English?
Hey Thomas.
Hi guys.
Oh, sorry, yeah, Marlene.
Hi guys.
I know.
We're international.
We are international. We need to do it in English.
Hi guys, welcome. Nice to see you. It's a little bit too far, but I hope you're all joining.
Ivan is alleen aan het kijken.
Oh, that's not allowed. Je moet meedoen.
Je moet
En
meedoen.
een filmpje uploaden dat je hebt meegedaan. Welcome. So this is going to be a slow flow, a gentle flow. So we'll be gently moving throughout the postures. And this class is suitable for all levels. So ask your sister, your mother, your boyfriend to join. Children can join.
Yay.
And let's do it. Are you joining, Freddie?
No, I'm the cameraman.
Okay.
So I turn the camera. Wij doen mee. Goed zo. Goed zo, goed zo.
Mooi, wie zijn wij?
Okay, make sure that you have a spot somewhere around that you can close the door or that you have like a little time for yourself. It's a 45 minutes flow, maybe 50.
Ooh, can I do 50?
You never know.
Maybe. So if you have a yoga mat, please roll out your yoga mat. If you don't have it, it's no problem. Maybe you can sit on a rug or on a towel or something that's not too cold. And if you want, you can have a yoga block or maybe a pillow, or you can roll up a towel if you need it in between. But if you don't have it, it's no problem. We'll just start. Okay, are we ready?
We are.
Can we start?
Yes.
So let's find a comfortable seated position. If you feel comfortable having your ankles in front of each other, you can sit like that. Maybe you like to sit in a half lotus, that's also fine. Maybe crossing your shins. So find out what feels good for you. And at this position you can place a towel or a pillow under your sit bones. It will give you a little bit more space at the front of the hips, the hip flexors, so you can soften your legs. When you're there, turn your palms up towards the ceiling, so there's a slight bend in the elbows and you can soften down those shoulders. Now for the start, let's just close our eyes. Taking a few moments to bring our focus to this moment in time. To this space, so maybe that's your living room, maybe your bedroom, maybe somewhere else. And then bring the focus to your body. And then let's see if we can softening the legs, the thighs, the ankles. Can you soften your shoulders, relaxing those arms, your hands and fingers? And then let's see if we can soften the face. So unclench your jaw. We're not biting the teeth, just soften that jaw. Soften your tongue and your lips while your mouth is closed. Eyelids are soft and closed, and then let's breathe in and out through the nose. A couple of rounds of breath, just focusing on your breath. And then let's extend that breath, making the inhales deeper. Making the exhale softer and slower. Keeping the softness in the face while you breathe. And then maybe you can breathe a little bit deeper with every inhale. Try to keep your focus to your breath. Let's do 2 more rounds of breath. If you're used to breathing in Ujjayi, ocean breath, you're very welcome to activate your ocean breath. Otherwise, just a deep breathing here. One more round, slowly inhaling. Softly exhaling. Let's blink the eyes open. Welcome back. Placing the fingertips on the tops of the shoulders, pointing the elbows out. And then let's make big circles with the elbows, drawing those elbows together at the front of the body, reaching them up, circling them to the back. And then let's repeat for a few times. Big circles. Maybe you feel your upper body joining a little bit as well, lifting your chest when you reach up. Few more rounds here. Maybe you want to move a little bit faster, and maybe you feel all those cracks and pops in your shoulders. Then maybe do this a little bit more often. Let's do 2 more rounds here. Lifting, drawing them back. One more lifting, and then drawing them back. And then interlacing your fingers behind your head. Again, drawing those elbows together. Inhale here. And then softly tuck your chin in towards your chest. And just rest your hands at the back of your neck. Feel how your elbows are heavy, drawing down. So we're not pulling at the back of the head. It's just the weight of the arms. And we're keeping the upright position of the spine. So it's the top of the spine. And then you feel the stretch at the back of your neck. Taking one more deep inhale here. Slowly exhaling. Let's inhale to lift back up, keeping the interlace of the fingers and open the elbows. Maybe draw those hands a little bit lower towards the base of the skull. Inhale here. Now pull your navel in. The tailbone draws down. On the exhale, let's move towards your right hand side. Now don't twist, keeping the elbows in line, keeping your neck long. Inhaling, reaching back up. Exhaling, moving towards the other side. Try to have both sit bones in the floor, reaching back up. Inhaling towards the right one more time. Exhaling. Your head is doing the same thing, Ferdy. Inhaling, lifting back up. So you are joining
the camera as well.
Exhaling towards the left. Inhaling, lift back up. Exhale, reach your arms up. Using the inhale without lifting those shoulders up, lengthening up. On the exhale, let's twist towards the right, placing your right fingertips behind you, the outside of your left hand towards the outside of the knee. Using the inhale to lengthen. Lift your chest up, and then come a little bit deeper into your twist when you exhale here. Maybe looking over the right shoulder one more time. Inhaling, think about lifting up, long spine. Exhaling, pulling navel in. Deepening the twist. Now stay in this twist. Use the inhale to lift your right arm up. And then bending over the diagonal, over that left knee on the exhale. Let's add a little bit of movement. Slightly lifting. Inhaling. Deepening. Exhaling. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling, slightly lifting. And then exhaling. Deepening. Inhaling. Coming back up, reaching both arms up. And let's twist towards the other side, towards the left on the exhale. Now your hand again, the outside is pressing gently against your leg. Left fingertips behind you. Reaching up. On the inhale, lifting. Exhaling, twisting. Again, inhaling, finding length in the spine, lifting your chest a little bit higher. Exhaling, pulling your navel in. Twisting a little bit deeper. Now stay in that twist. Again, on the inhale, your back arm lifts. And on the exhale, we're bending over the diagonal, over that right knee. Lifting halfway. Inhaling, lengthening. Exhaling, deepening. Let's do the same thing one more time. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling, bend. And inhale to lift up. Reach both arms up, lengthen up. Exhaling, softening those arms, placing your fingertips down. Now keep your sit bones in the floor. Use the inhale to lift your chest forward and up. On the exhale, gently walking your hands forward. And then softening down here. Now maybe your hips are tight. Then you can stay a little higher. So it doesn't matter how low you go. It's not just the top of your head reaching for the floor. you feel that you're softly bending, hinging from the hips, and then softening the upper body. You can let your head just hang out here, maybe sliding your hands forward so your elbows come onto the floor, and then slowly breathe. Inhaling, exhaling. One more round of breath here. Inhaling, softening the hip area if you can. Exhaling. Let's walk those hands back using an inhale, rolling the spine back up. And then we're gonna switch the legs. So the other leg comes in front, and most probably this is not your favorite side. So let's see what happens. Placing those fingertips down, lifting up, using an inhale, lengthening the spine, and then from the hips, we're tilting forward. On the exhale, walking your hands forward, slowly softening down. And then releasing the head, releasing the tension in your neck, in your shoulders. Again, maybe those elbows come on the floor. Maybe you'll stay here a little bit higher. It's all okay. Do what feels good for your body. And then let's do one more round of breath there. Inhaling, exhaling. Let's walk the hands back. Using the inhale, rolling the spine back up. And then from here, let's make our way to a tabletop position. If it feels okay, we're gonna roll over those knees. And then placing your wrists under your shoulders. Placing those knees directly under your hips. Finding a tabletop so your spine is long, toes are untucked. Think about the back of your neck as a part of the spine. Lengthening, pulling navel in and up. Inhale here, slowly exhale. Use the inhale to lift your chest forward and up, arching the back, looking up. Using the exhale to start rounding your spine, dropping your head, finding our cat-cow. Let's do it again. Inhaling, pulling your hands back while you're sliding your chest forward and up. Exhaling to round the spine. Now let's add a little bit of movement to our cat-cows. Starting with an inhale, lifting chest, forward and up. And then this time on the exhale, rounding the spine, pushing the hips back. On the inhale, sliding forward, pushing the chest forward and up, looking up. On the exhale, rounding the spine, pulling back. 2 more times. Inhaling, lifting chest forward and up, looking up. Exhaling, rounding the spine. 1 more time here. Inhaling, lifting chest forward and up, looking up, and then exhaling, rounding. Let's reverse. On the inhale with a round spine, moving your weight forward. And then on the exhale, dropping your chest, bending the elbows, sliding back. Inhaling, rounding, dropping your head. Exhaling, arching, moving back. 1 more time. Inhaling, rounding. Exhaling, sliding back. Let's come back to a neutral position, tabletop. Hands and knees. Again, navel is in. Exhale here. Inhale, lift your right arm up. Reach it all the way up. Open your chest. Exhale, let's thread the needle. Sliding that right hand, palm is facing up, all the way towards the left. Right shoulder touches the floor. Push back up. Inhale. Lift up, look up, exhale, let's thread the needle. Let's do that 1 more time. Inhaling, lifting up, reaching up, opening the chest, and then an exhale to thread the needle. Now let's stay here. So the right side of the head is on the floor, right arm is on the floor, right shoulder, and then maybe you can, so option 1 is to stay here, but maybe you feel that you can lift your left arm. Then lift it up, reach it over, either place it on your lower back or grab a hold of your right thigh. So we're rolling that left shoulder back. Press your right arm into the floor, and then maybe you feel that you can reach that left leg back. Toes can stay on the floor, or maybe you feel you have a nice balance and you can lift your left off the floor, kicking that heel back. Now breathe. One more full round of breath. Inhale. Exhale, slowly placing that left knee back. Reach your left arm up. Inhale here. Exhale, place your hand on the floor next to your face. Push up. Using an inhale, reaching your right arm up, opening the chest. Exhale, place your hand back down. Let's do the other side. Inhaling, lifting the left arm up. Remember to keep your navel in, open up. Exhaling. Let's slide that left hand all the way towards the right. Inhaling, lifting back up, looking up, opening your chest. Exhaling, sliding that left hand towards the right. One more time. Inhaling, lifting back up, opening your chest. Final one. Exhale, and then stay here. Left shoulder is on the floor, left arm is on the floor, right hand is on the floor. And then maybe you feel like you can lift your right arm up, place it on your lower back, or maybe even wrap it around, grabbing a hold of that left thigh. Now maybe you feel like you can reach your right leg back, and maybe you can lift it off the floor. So this is my more difficult side, so a little bit of shaking is okay. One more deep inhale, slowly exhaling, placing your knee back on the floor. Inhale, lifting that right arm up first and then place it back next to your face on the exhale. Let's lift up with the left hand, reaching all the way up and then exhaling. Placing your hand down, opening your knees a little bit wider, placing big toes together. Let's find a child pose for a moment, lowering those hips down onto your heels, sliding those hands forward, and then lowering down. So maybe your forehead can touch the floor, you can be here. If you don't have the space, you can place your wrists on top of each other, lean your forehead on your wrists. If that is still too low, place your fists on top of each other and lean your forehead onto your fists. Now wherever you are, let's stay there for a few moments. And remember that child pose is always there for you. When you feel like things become a little bit too heavy, find your child pose. Relax the hips, relax the legs. But most important, go back to that slow, deep breathing we started today with. Let's do one more full cycle of slowly breathing in your child pose. Slowly inhaling. Slowly exhaling. Let's use the inhale to come back to a tabletop position. Find your position, wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips. From here, tuck your toes, lift your hips back and up, finding our first downward facing dog. Now for me, the first downward facing dog always needs a little bit of movement, and that means bending the knees one by one, also called walking the dog. If you bend your knees one by one, you create a little bit more space at the back of the legs, the hamstrings. It's also nice to bend your knees a couple of times really deep and feel how that helps you to push your hips back and up. So you don't want your weight to be forward, you want to push those hips back, and maybe you feel that you need to keep that bend in the knees, that's fine. Those fingers are spread, palms are flat, and then breathe. Slowly in, slowly out. On the inhale, let's lift the right leg up, lifting it up, stay there. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhaling, knee towards your nose, stepping your right foot in between your hands, placing your left knee down, untucking your toes. Maybe you need to heel toe your foot a little bit more forward. Now here, maybe your hands are flat, maybe your fingertips are on the floor, rolling shoulders back, lengthening spine again. Think about the back of your neck to lengthen. Taking an inhale here. And then slowly on the exhale, pushing hips back, big toe stays on the floor, softening down. Inhaling, bending knee, lifting chest, lengthening spine. Exhaling, moving those hips back, softening down. One more time. Inhale, maybe you can bend a little deeper, lift a little higher. Exhale, push back, softening down. Inhale, come back forward, flatten your hands. Exhale, tuck your back toes, lift your knee. Inhale, step back into a high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a deep inhale, slow exhale. Let's lift the left leg. Using an inhale to lift it up. Exhale to stay. One more inhale here. Exhale. Knee to your nose. Step your foot. Place your back knee down and untuck your toe. Again, maybe the foot needs to go a little bit more forward. Maybe you need to lift your palms. Inhale here. Lengthening your spine. Exhaling. Pushing hips back. Softening down. Inhale, bend that knee, reaching chest forward and up. Exhaling, softening back down. One more time. Inhaling, bending, lifting chest. And then slowly exhale to soften back down. Use an inhale to come back forward, flattening your hands. On the exhale, tuck your toes, lift your knee, inhale. Finding a high plank, exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a deep inhale in your down dog. And exhale to bend your knees. Look forward and then let's slowly walk those feet forward. Lifting your palms, stepping those feet hip width distance apart. Bending your knees, folding forward. Grabbing opposite elbows and then just hang out here. Maybe you like to shake your head from side to side. Maybe you like to sway your upper body from side to side. And then again, finding that slow breath. Slowly inhaling, slowly exhaling. Coming back to center, releasing your arms. Placing your palms on your shins. Using the inhale to lift halfway so the upper body is parallel to the floor, drawing shoulders back. Exhale to soften. Keep your knees bent if you need to. 2 more times. Inhaling, lifting halfway. Exhale to soften. Final one, inhaling, lifting halfway. Exhaling, soften. Use the inhale to come all the way up. Long spine, reaching up, looking up. And then diving forward on the exhale. Another half lift. Using the inhale, hands on your shins. And exhale to place your hands and walk your feet back. Again, finding that high plank. Wrists under your shoulders. And then make sure you're not just hanging in your lower back. You're not pushing those hips up, finding a strong plank. Let's take one more inhale here. And then on the exhale, place your knees down. Untuck your toes and lower all the way down on your belly. Use the inhale to roll your shoulders back and then lift upper chest. Baby cobra. Exhale to come back down. One more time. Inhale, rolling shoulders back. Lifting upper chest. Exhale, come back down. Tuck your toes. On the inhale, push back, maybe into a high plank. Maybe your knees are on the floor. And then push your hips back and up, finding that downward facing dog. Deeply inhaling, finding length in the spine. Slowly exhaling, finding softness in the face. One more inhale here. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Walking back forward using an inhale and then coming into that half lift straight away. Exhaling, fold. Coming all the way up, using an inhale, reaching your arms up, lengthening up, diving back forward, using the exhale. Let's find that half lift. On the inhale, And on the exhale, place your hands stepping back into that high plank. Finding one inhale here. On the exhale, you choose. Maybe you place your knees and lower all the way down. Maybe chaturanga. And then on the inhale, finding your upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now we'll stay a little bit longer in this downward facing dog. And you can choose. Maybe you stay here, work on lengthening the spine, or like we did before, maybe you place your knees, lower your hips down, lower your head down, and you choose your child pose. So wherever you are, whether it's in child pose or it's in downward facing dog, work on slowing that breath down. Work on breathing out in slow motion and breathing in a little bit more air every time you inhale. Let's do 2 more rounds of breath. Slowly inhaling, lengthening the spine. Slowly exhaling, softening the face. One more time. Slowly inhaling, find length where you can. Slowly exhaling. And then let's all make our way into downward facing dog. Taking an inhale and a slow exhale. Use the inhale to lift your right leg up. Then stay there. Bend your right knee. Lift your right hip. Point your right toes towards your left sit bone. So we're opening the hip. The knee points up. Keep pressing both hands down. Keep pressing your hips back. On the inhale, back to 3-legged dog. Exhale to step your foot in between your hands. Your back heel stays off the floor. Your left heel, your left knee stays off the floor, and you find length in your spine. You can again lift your palms, find yourself in a runner's lunge. Take an inhale, finding length in your spine. On the exhale, start straightening your front leg, softening down. Keep the lift in your back heel. Again, inhaling, bending your front knee, lengthening your spine. Exhale, straighten your leg, soften down. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, bend your front knee. Exhale, straighten your leg. Now stay here, keeping the front leg straight, or maybe there's a small bend in your knee. And then place your back heel down. So your toes are pointing towards the side, big toe is slightly in. Walk your right hand up your leg, so you're leaning onto your shin. And then start lifting your chest, so your spine is long. Start opening your chest, so your shoulders are on top of each other. And then start lifting your left arm up. So you find yourself in a triangle position. Both feet are pressing down, both quads are engaged. Maybe you have a little bit more space, a little bit more strength, and your right hand is on the inside of your leg. Or you can choose to keep on pressing on that leg. If your neck is okay, you can look up towards the ceiling. And then again, let's find a deep breath. Inhaling, slowly exhaling. Let's do one more round. Inhale here, find the length in your spine. Exhale, look down at your big toe, micro bend your knee, and use the inhale to push yourself up. Both legs are straight. Exhaling, reversing that triangle. Stay here for an inhale, reaching that right arm up and back. Exhale, come a little bit deeper. Use the inhale to come back up, placing your hands on your hips. Exhale to pivot your front foot. So both big toes are slightly in, the outside of the feet parallel to the short edge of the mat. Use the inhale to lift your chest, look up, soften shoulders down. On the exhale, hinge from the hips. We're gonna fold forward with a long spine, keeping those hands on the hips as long as possible. And then finally release, placing your hands on the floor. Let's do a half lift. Inhale, Exhale, soften all the way down, walking your hands in line in between your feet. And then let's work with the breath, using the inhale. Lengthen a little bit more, and then hinge from the hips, deepen your forward fold on the exhale. Now maybe you can manage to shift the weight a little bit more towards the front of the feet, and then you feel that you can come a little bit deeper into the forward fold. Let's do one more round of breath. Inhaling, exhaling. Let's walk the hands back forward. Finding an inhale and then placing the left hand directly under the face. Exhale. The inhale to lift your right arm up. Open your chest towards the front, looking up if you can. And now see if you can keep those hips in line. So maybe you feel that your right hip wants to move up. You can use your right hand to feel, to have those hips back in line, and then reach back up. Taking one more slow inhale, reaching a little bit higher. Exhale, placing your hand back down. Pivot your front foot, bend your knee, walk your hands back. Let's step back into a high plank, push back, downward facing dog. 2 rounds of breath. If you want to, you can move, getting the tension out of the legs. Slowly inhaling, slowly exhaling. Left leg lifted up, using an inhale, finding that 3-legged dog and then staying there. Bending the knee, pointing the knee up, stacking the left hip on top of the right, pointing your left toes towards your right sit bone. And then again, don't twist in the chest, so keep your hands where they are. Keep on breathing. One more inhale, and a slow exhale. Lift your leg back up. Inhale here, and then let's step forward, using the exhale. Maybe again, walking your foot forward, fingertips on the floor, palms are lifted. Back leg is strong, heel is lifted, the back of your neck is long. Inhaling, lifting chest, lengthening spine. Exhaling, start to straighten that front leg, soften down. Again, inhale, bend your knee, lifting chest, lengthening spine. Exhale, straighten your leg, soften down. Let's do it one more time. Inhaling, bending, reaching forward. Exhaling, straightening that leg, softening down. Now we're staying here with the leg straight, placing that back heel on the floor. Toes pointing towards the side. Placing your left hand, where are you? Left hand on your shin, lengthening spine, opening chest, and then reaching that right arm up. There you go. Finding yourself in Trikonasana, triangle position. Right shoulder on top of the left, maybe the hand on the inside of the leg, or maybe you keep leaning onto your shin. Engaging those thighs, those quads, lengthening the spine, reaching up, strong position. Taking one more deep inhale here, and then slowly looking down on the exhale, micro bend your knee, lifting up, using the inhale, straight legs, exhaling, reversing your triangle. Staying there, using an inhale, coming a little bit deeper, using an exhale. Let's lift back up. Inhaling here, and then pivot your front foot. Now again, make sure those big toes, they are slightly in, so it feels a little bit weird, that's okay. Knees are soft, thighs are strong, and then reach your hands back. Interlace your fingers, pulling those shoulder blades together, rolling those shoulders back, and then reaching your hands away from your hips. If you can, placing those palms together, and then turning those knuckles backwards to open even more in the chest. Lift up, using an inhale. On the exhale, with a long spine, we're gonna fold forward, and then reaching those arms overhead. And then maybe one day your knuckles will touch the floor. Am I there, Ferdy? Almost, right?
Almost, yes.
Good. And then keep on breathing. So feel how you have the length in your spine when you inhale, And then come a little bit deeper in the forward fold when you exhale. So if you don't have the space in your shoulders, it's okay to keep your elbows bent, to have your palms a little bit wider. So don't feel the pressure to open up here. Do what you can. Feel how your neck is soft, relaxing the neck. Let's take one more inhale here. And then on the exhale, releasing the bind, releasing your arms, placing your hands under your shoulders, lifting halfway on the inhale, right hand under your face, on the exhale. Let's find that twist. On the inhale, opening your chest, staying there. On the exhale. And then again, finding those hips. So now maybe your left hip wants to pop up. Can you push it back? Can you keep those hips in line? Pull your navel in to find a little bit more of a deeper twist. Finding one more inhale, lifting a little bit higher, slowly. Exhale, lower back down. We're going to roll back towards the front of the mat. Stepping your front foot back, high plank. And then again, find your downward facing dog. Let's stay here in the downward facing dog. Walking your legs one by one. Moving those hips from side to side. Slowly breathe while I just check the time. Taking one more inhale and a slow exhale. Let's lift our right leg up. Finding an inhale. Stepping the right foot forward on the exhale. Now can you stay here, lengthening the spine and just lift your fingertips off the floor. And maybe come a little bit higher so you have the length in your spine. Your core is working, navel is in and up. And then from there, lift up into a high lunge. Stay there, inhale. Slowly exhale. We're going to step forward using the inhale, lifting that left knee up and then soften your arms down. Place your right hand on your right hip. First option, I'll show the first option, is to place your left hand just below the knee, finding length first, navel in and up. Feel the strength in your right leg and then slowly on an exhale, open your left knee towards the left. Now you can stay here or maybe you can look towards the right, maybe even reach your right arm towards the right. And if you want to go for a little bit more of an advanced option, you can choose with your first two fingers to grab a hold of your big toe and then straighten your leg. Now if you feel that you're rounding, don't do it, or keep a bend in your knee. And from there, slowly start moving the leg towards the side. And then again, maybe opening your arm towards the side, maybe even looking towards the side. But most important, keep on breathing. One more inhale. And then slowly exhaling, placing your hand back on your hip. Leg goes back forward and then step it down. Good job. Let's inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, diving forward. I was almost off my mat there. Inhaling, lifting halfway. Exhale, place your hands, step your feet back, lower down. Inhale, find your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a deep inhale, slowly exhale. Other side, left leg, reach it up first. Inhaling, exhale, step it forward. Now same thing as we did other side. Just lift your fingertips slightly, rolling shoulders back, lengthening that spine, pushing up from both feet. Inhale here, stay. Exhale. Next inhale, lift up, strong legs. Exhale here. Now again, let's step forward, lifting that knee up, placing your hands down. So maybe you choose the option of a bent leg and then you open from there, or maybe you choose the option of a straight leg and then you open from there. Maybe You can open the other arm. Maybe you can look towards the side. Let's take one round of breath. Inhaling, slowly exhaling, and then moving back, releasing your foot, step your foot down. Final round of a deep inhale, reaching up, and exhale to dive, forward and down. A half lift, inhale, exhale to place your hands, step your feet back, lower down, inhaling, lifting up, exhale, finding that downward facing dog. Let's take a deep inhale, pushing back from the hands, and then exhaling, knees on the floor, untucking toes, finding that child pose. If your forehead is on the floor, you can also choose to place your palms together and then place your hands in between your shoulder blades. Or maybe you like to stay here, or maybe if your knees are a little bit closer, you like to have your arms towards the back so your shoulder blades can drop forward. So find a position that feels comfortable for you. And then let's try to bring the focus inwards to slow that breath down for 2 rounds of breath. And then again, deeply inhaling, slowly exhaling. One more round. In your child pose, deeply inhaling, slowly exhaling. Use the next inhale to walk your hands back, roll up, and then sit on either side of your ankles, reaching your legs forward. And from here, let's bend the right leg, dropping the knee towards the outside, placing the sole of the foot against the thigh. Now, if you have something like a block or a pillow or a towel, you can place it under your right thigh for support so you feel that you can relax that leg down. Now, turn your shoulders back, facing your front foot, so your sternum is facing towards your left big toe. Using an inhale, reaching your arms up first, and then on an exhale, start reaching forward, keeping the length of the spine. Think about moving the chest forward and up more than moving it down, and then soften your arms down. Maybe you can grab a hold of your shin, maybe your foot, it doesn't matter. As long as grabbing something doesn't make your shoulders move forward. Shoulders move back and your chest moves forward. 2 rounds of breath here. Inhaling, softening down, exhaling. One more time. Length, inhaling, softening down, exhaling. Releasing your hands, rolling back up, using the inhale, and then let's switch sides, straightening your right leg, bending your left knee, placing your foot on the inside of the thigh, keeping your right foot flexed, and then again rotating your chest, so chest bone is reaching towards your right big toe. Maybe placing something under that left thigh, using an inhale, lifting up first. On the exhale, with a long spine, slowly start reaching forward, keeping the length in your upper body, then softening those arms down. Maybe grabbing shin or foot, and then an inhale. Lengthen up, so we're moving like a caterpillar, finding length when we inhale, softening when we exhale. One more time, finding length when we inhale, softening when we exhale. And then release your hands, slowly rolling back up, straightening both legs. Maybe you want to shake your legs for a few times, and then make sure you're about halfway your mat, and then bend your knees. Now you can choose to reach your arms forward, engage your core by pulling your navel towards your spine, and then slowly, with control, start rolling back. Or maybe you want to take it a little bit more easy, grab a hold of the back of your thighs, and then also slowly start rolling all the way down. When you're down, reach your arms overhead. Straighten your legs and use the inhale to stretch everything, full body stretch. So reaching your fingers away from your feet. And then on the exhale, soften. Bend your knees and place your heels close to your sit bones. So your feet are about hip width distance apart and your knees are on top of your ankles. So make sure your knees don't go in or out. So we're pressing the whole sole of the foot down. Your arms are alongside the body. Now lift your hips just slightly off the floor. Pull your navel in. Feel how your pubic bone pulls up towards your navel. Your tailbone reaches towards the space in between the heels, and then place your lower back down on the floor. Arms along the floor. Inhale here. We're going into a dynamic bridge using the inhale to start lifting those hips up, pushing those feet into the floor, peeling the spine off the floor, and then on the exhale, slowly roll back down. Let's do that again. Inhaling, lifting those hips up, peeling the spine off the floor, slowly on the exhale, roll back down. Now let's add a movement of the arms. On the inhale, while you lift your hips, the arms reach all the way up and then over, so you're rolling over your shoulders. And then on the exhale, rolling everything back down. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling, lifting everything up, opening up. And then exhale, slowly roll back down. And then stay here, keeping your full spine in the floor. Slowly pull your knees in towards your chest. Take your time. Opening the knees. So we're not rounding the spine, we're not lifting the head. Opening the knees, bending the knees. So your legs are in about a 90-degree angle. The soles of the feet are facing up. And then either grab a hold of your lower legs, of your calves, maybe your ankles, or maybe you can grab a hold of the outside of the feet. And then we're in the happy baby pose, so your spine is long, keeping the head on the floor. And if you want to, in this pose, you can slowly rock from side to side. Maybe straightening one leg when you do so, straightening the other leg. Coming back to a still position of this happy baby pose. And then slowly releasing your feet. Keep your right knee bent. Place your left leg back on the floor. Flex your left ankle. So your toes are pointing up or even towards your knee. And then with your left hand, grab a hold of your right knee. Placing your right arm on the floor, shoulder height apart. And then slowly on the inhale, move your right leg over towards the left, towards the floor. It doesn't have to touch the floor. Moving your head towards the right, finding that twist, gentle twist, keeping the right shoulder in the floor. Slowly breathe. And then on an inhale, rolling back to center, lifting that right leg up. Pulling your left knee in, placing your right leg down. And then we do the other side. So your right hand just below your left knee. Your left arm is on the floor, shoulder height apart. Slowly on the exhale, moving that left knee towards the right. So again, maybe you're just here. It doesn't have to touch the floor. As long as the left shoulder stays on the floor, gently turning the head towards the left. Breathing softly, breathing deeply. And then using the inhale to roll back to center. Pulling that right knee in towards your chest. And then maybe you want to make some small movements, maybe circling the knees, maybe moving your forehead towards your knees, slowly rocking front to back. Taking one more inhale. And then let's find our favorite position on the exhale, Savasana. So the only thing you have to do now is find a position that is fully comfortable. So maybe that means you can just lay on your back with your arms a little wider, your legs a little wider. Maybe you need to move around with your shoulders, your hips and your head. If you like to use a variation, maybe butterfly legs with the soles of the feet together, go ahead. If it's not nice for your lower back to lie on your back, you can choose to keep your knees bent. Step your feet a little wider and then drop your knees together so your legs can relax. And then just lie here, taking a deep inhale through the nose. Eyes are closed on the exhale. Soften everything down. Softening the breath, the arms, the legs, softening your face. And maybe for a few moments you can soften your mind by letting go of your thoughts. And then let's stay here for as long as is possible for you in your environment. So maybe you can stay here for a minute, maybe 10 minutes. I would recommend you to stay for as long as you can. And when you're ready to move, start moving gently. Take your time to move. Eventually pulling your knees in, rolling towards one side, and then again staying there for a few moments before you gently push yourself up and find yourself in a seated position. And then again, if you can, stay there for a few moments, just feeling what has happened to your breath, to your energy, before you gently blink your eyes open. And then thank yourself for joining us again today. Thank you all for joining. Thank you, Ferdinand, for making this possible. And to make this possible, it's very nice if you can share a donation with us. If you can, there's a donation button at Thinking Class. We offer daily classes, not only yoga, but also HIIT, so you get really strong as well.
We have a special this Saturday and Sunday combined HIIT with yoga. So you can half an hour HIIT or core and then even half an hour boxing and then do your yoga afterwards.
Cool.
Yay!
I will join. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much, everyone.
I hope to see you next time. Please send us pictures and little videos of your home practice.
Yes.
We would really like to have an insight in your practice. And if you have any requests, please let us know. Thank you.
Thank you. See you very soon all.